Why, hello everyone. Welcome back to PlayFrame and Final Fantasy XIV and the Crystal Tower. We have gained entry, but there is oh so much more of it to see. And we have got plenty more to do before we get inside, so let's just not waste time and get started with it. I suspect we have a whole bunch of Dentalis Theater folk eager to get started. Let's not keep them waiting. Rumbruce is frustrated over Noah's lack of progress on the Crystal Tower. Oh, come on, I've been doing my part. What's the holdup? Hello. Ah, 'tis you, my friend. You are doubtless eager to hear of our progress on the Crystal Tower. Excellent. I'd be disappointed to hear otherwise. Of course, disappointed is the word of the day, I fear. I'm ashamed to say there is nothing worthwhile to report. The Suns continue to probe the Labyrinth of the Ancients, and every day brings new discoveries. Alas, the same cannot be said of the Crystal Tower proper. We've not been able to set so much as a single foot inside it. You will recall how the 8 sentinels stood between us and the Labyrinth initially. In like manner, the entryway into the principal spire, Syrcus Tower, the Alligans called it, is also protected by technology far more advanced than our own. Sid and I have tried every trick we know, but without success. Frankly speaking, we are at a loss. It is discouraging, but we cannot give up. There must be a way in. And so the situation stands, my friend. Until we gain entry into the tower, I fear your talents shan't avail us. It will require time that I'm loath to waste, but I have a mind to set my people to scouring such ancient texts as we have on hand. Perhaps we can be of assistance. And you are... Hello. Be at ease, friends, for we share the self-same goal. I'm Une, and my companion is called Doga. We are scholars of the Allagan civilization, sent by the students of Baldesion to assist in your endeavor. Une and Doga. Rather unusual names for this day and age, if I might be forgiven for observing, but I digress. You claim to be here at the student's behest, but we've received nary a word of your coming. I'm sure you'll not take it amiss if we seem somewhat doubtful. We can only assume that the message failed to reach you due to some mishap. I assure you that we are here to help. What is it, Graha? It is nothing. There was a pain, but it has subsided. Well, this is rather unexpected. Your right eye is the same as ours. The same? You have the Allagan eye as well. This sanguine hue is said to be a trait unique to the Allagans, yet I inherited it from my father, as he did from his. Only one child in a single generation is born with the eye. All my life I've sought to learn the truth of its manifestation, and if there's aught you know, I implore you to tell me. My deepest apologies, but we have no answer for you. Only one thing is certain. Those who possess the trait are bound by fate to Allag. As your eye has placed you upon the path you walk, so too have we come here to fulfill our destiny. Absurd though it may sound, it is the truth. It seems we have naught to lose by accepting their aid. And what say you? If that is your wish, then so be it. Yet know that I still mean to verify your story with the students of Baldesion when I'm able. I trust there will be no objections. Very well. As of this moment, I name Une and Doga advisory members of Noah. Without further ado, let us have them examine the Syrcus Tower entrance. I promise you'll not have cause to regret your decision. Derman, I should be much obliged if you were to accompany our new friends to the tower. Biggs and Wedge are presently surveying the 8 sentinels. The 2 of them can show you the way. Upon arrival, pray report to Master Garland. He will brief you on the situation. Okay. I shall join you, Derman. With Une and Doga's knowledge, along with your uncanny knack for setting events in motion, I'm hopeful that we'll finally see progress. Me too. Une and Doga, by the way, if I recall correctly, are names of 2 important NPC characters in Final Fantasy III. Just about everything in Crystal Tower points back to Final Fantasy III in some way. Not to say that these are, again, these are not literally the Final Fantasy III characters in the Final Fantasy III Crystal Tower, like, warped here for some reason. 14 has just integrated those neat elements into 14's story in their own 14 context. Which is a better way to do it, I think. So then. Let's see what Sid has to say. Hey, Biggs. Hey, Wedge. How goes? We're examining the rubble in the hopes that it'll yield a clue to entering Syrcus Tower. Can you tell we're getting desperate? I can, yes. Well, if it isn't Derman. Eager to enter Syrcus Tower and kill everything in sight, no doubt. As I'm sure you've already heard, though, the place is locked up tight as a clam. New friends from the students, you say? Excellent. It's been slow going, or rather, no going, for the chief. He'll appreciate the help. If you'll just follow me, I'll take you to him. Thank you. I am regretting not making tea. Ah, some old faces to lift the spirit. And a couple new ones besides. Allow me to introduce Une and Doga. They are scholars of ancient Allig, sent here by our friends of Baldesion to aid in the investigation. We understand you're having trouble circumventing the tower's defenses. 'Tis our hope that we can be of some small assistance. If your attires ought to go by, your assistance should prove invaluable indeed. To begin with, let me tell you where we stand. Beyond rises Syrcus Tower, the principal spire of the structure, collectively known as the Crystal Tower. The only way to get inside is through the proverbial front door, the imposing gate you see here. The problem is we can't get it to open. It's sealed by some mechanism whose workings are an utter mystery to us. Having had no success via more orthodox methods, I went at it with everything from a pickaxe to a Magitech cannon. Nothing so much as put a scratch on it. For a blessing, the gate doesn't try to reduce us to ashes like the 8 sentinels, but that doesn't make it any less effective a security measure. It's fiendishly frustrating in its simplicity. The only clue we have is the elaborate device carved upon it, a man and a woman respectant. Allegan royalty by my judgment. Precisely who these individuals were, we cannot say, nor do we know whether the device actually serves a purpose. Like as not, it's purely decorative. If you're thinking to force it, save your strength. It's no use. Just ask the calluses on my hands. Rest assured, we do not mean to waste our strength. Indeed, why should we exert ourselves when the gate will open of its own accord? Neat. I don't think any of us expected that to happen. 7 hells. What is this? What did you do? What are you? piercing the heavens and gathering the light, a symbol of mankind's glory and might. Its virtue guarded by gates impregnable, only to those of royal blood answerable. Exactly as passed down through legend, I'm delighted to see. Beg pardons for interrupting your bewilderment. I couldn't help but notice the remarkable playthings you've acquired. Nero, you're still alive? Garland. If I didn't know any better, I would say you weren't happy to see me. Yeah, but I jest. In light of our recent meetings, you have every right to be wary. But rest assured, I am no longer a threat to you. My legion is for all intents and purposes defunct, and my association with it means a tight noose awaits me back in Garlemald. And so I've been roaming this land Eorzea, a regular itinerant. In the course of my wanderings, I chanced to catch wind of your latest venture. It sounded positively fascinating, and so I decided to come here and join you. After the wrongs you've committed, you think us that gullible? If you are suspicious of my intent, 'tis only my just deserts, but I am determined to make amends. As a gesture of goodwill, I will share with you what I know, starting with these two odd characters. As you are doubtless already aware, the Crystal Tower was the symbol of ancient Alleg's might and prosperity. Entry was permitted only to royalty and a select few individuals. According to the records I've unearthed, only royal blood can open the gate. In other words, the Emperor and his progeny were living keys. You mean to say that these two are descended from Allegan royalty? Oh, I suggest nothing so glamorous. To put it plain, they are imitations of royalty, living keys born of Allegan ingenuity. Clones, I believe, is the name your creators gave your kind. Is that not so? Twould seem that the time for concealment is past. Pray, accept our apologies. 'Twas not our intent to deceive. We simply wished to avoid causing undue alarm by prematurely making what many would consider deranged claims. If it please you, let us return to the 8 Sentinels. There's much and more to tell. Very well. Oh, good. Story time. Seven hells, do you seriously mean to follow us around? Come, Garland, you know better than to think that I spoke in jest. What more will it take for us to be reconciled? A gift, perhaps? An Allegan tombstone. It holds the information I just shared with you, and a deal more besides. It used to be the jealously guarded property of the 14th Legion, but it's yours now. I wish you joy of it. I look forward to working together, old friend. Well, we have a new friend now. Several. We're accruing them at an alarming pace. Thanks for warping me out here, game. I really appreciate it whenever you do that. If you are ready to listen, we shall tell you all. As it pertains closely to your investigation, your leader, Rambrus, may wish to be present. Before we begin, pray allow me to apologize again. It was not our intent to deceive you. As you will have already gathered, we are not scholars sent by the students of Baldesion. Nay, we are clones, copies of people who once existed, given life through Allagan technology. This is rather a lot to take in. It would not be considered unseemly. If it would not be considered unseemly, might I ask why you and yours were created? And more specifically, what it is that you now seek to do? Answering your questions requires that we visit Allagan history, or revisit it. I need to read better today. Pray bear with us. And me, apparently. The Allagan Empire reached its zenith long before our kind came into being. In that glorious age, the Crystal Tower stood tall as the symbol of Allagan pride. Parents took their children there that they might learn how the nigh limitless energy it produced brought prosperity to the whole empire. That prosperity, however, bred decadence, and the empire began to show signs of stagnation. This decline was made all the more rapid for want of strong leadership. In a matter of generations, the Allagan civilization became a pale shadow of its former self. Its once gleaming cities fell into disrepair, and its frontier lands were given over to the wilderness. Lamenting the pitiful state of affairs, one technologist made it his mission to restore Allag to greatness. Amon was his name, and he believed that the ailing empire wanted for but a potent ruler, and none was more potent than its founding father, whom he sought to resurrect. The founding father? You cannot possibly mean Emperor Zandi. Zandi. I don't know which. None other. As part of his experiments, Amon created clones of the Emperor's descendants. We are the product of that experiment, copies of Une and Doga. Historical texts mention that the reigns of two Allagan emperors named Zande. It was commonly believed that the second was the namesake of the first. After all, such a custom is not uncommon among royalty and commoners alike. To think that the two were in fact one and the same. Aye, Zande returned from the grave and assumed his throne once more. And true to Amon's prediction, the Emperor restored his realm to the glory it once knew. Would that he could have been satisfied with that. In his previous life, the Empire desired to bring the entire world under Allagan dominion, an ambition that ultimately went unfulfilled. Having been granted a second chance, he was determined to succeed. Realizing that he needed more power to wage his war of conquest, Zande turned his sights toward a forbidden source, darkness. In order to learn how to harness this power, he converted the Crystal Tower into a restricted research facility. Darkness again? Seven hells, what is it with megalomaniacal rulers turning to darkness in their lust for power? Well, at least this one won't be bothering us, being thousands of years dead and all. Would that you were right, Master Garland. Alas, Emperor Zandi is very much alive. Within Syrcus Tower he still abides, his ambition burning all the more ardently for his empire's collapse. Ain't that always the way? Ooh, pretty. Wielding the power of darkness requires prodigious amounts of energy that not even the Crystal Tower could produce. In order to augment the shortfall, Dalamud was created and launched into the heavens. On high it hung, gathering the sun's energy and channeling it to the tower below. Again, if you have forgotten, Dalamud is the name of the moon that was called down, and broke open and had Bahamut in it, causing the calamity and all that at the end of 1.0, kicking off the realm Reborn. However, a miscalculation resulted in a surge of energy that escaped into the land. This triggered an earthquake of unprecedented violence, the calamity that ushered in the fourth Umbral Era. And if you've not picked up the pattern, calamities tend to be events which, like kind of civilization-ending and large extinction events often, that herald in the coming of a new era. There's an astral and someone in comments can say this better, and I guess someone in comments should, but there will be like an astral and umbral era for every number, and the calamity is involved in like the start of each of those. So, someone in comments explain that better, please. In the blinking of an eye, the mighty Allegan Empire was laid to waste. Yet, even as the Crystal Tower was sinking into the earth, the technologist Aman, now Emperor Zande's closest aide, invoked powerful magics and halted the flow of time. Every soul within the structure, the Emperor included, was placed in a deep slumber. In that state, they were able to remain until the time was ripe to awaken. Eras came and went. After millennia lying dormant, Dalamud was summoned back to the Earth. Its descent triggered the Seventh Umbral Calamity, and in the wake of which, the Crystal Tower re-emerged. At that moment, Emperor Zande awakened. In his lust for power, the Emperor consorted with darkness and was seduced by its corrupting influence. Even though his empire is now little more than a fading memory, he will stop at nothing to see his ambition realized. "'Tis for no other purpose but to put an end to Zande's madness that we exist. This is the mantle we've inherited from our namesakes, the true Une and Doga." Fearing what might befall the world, the two of them sought to thwart their emperor. They gave unto us their will, that we might carry on their mission should they fail. When we came to our senses within the Crystal Tower, we deliberated a course of action. Concluding that we alone could not overcome Zande, we struck out to find a worthwhile ally, or a worthy ally. Sounds nicer. It has taken years, but our search is finally over. 'Tis no ordinary man who can cut a path through the labyrinth of the ancients. With you as our champion, Durman Durrami, we're confident that we can end Zande's dark ambition once and for all. It's a lot of pressure, man. Well, that'll teach me for speaking too soon. Setting my chagrin aside, I see now why you knew about the students of Baldesion, among a host of other things. You were observing our investigation the whole time. So what will we do, Durman? The world's in grave danger again, and it just so happens you're an expert in saving it. It is go time. You have our eternal gratitude. Together, let us see the Allegan Empire's dark past laid to rest. It has been our mission to recover the long-lost knowledge of the Allegan civilization. But what worth is that knowledge if it means subjecting the realm to peril? Truth be told, it pains me to think that the Tower's secrets may become lost to us, but the greater good must ever come first. Besides, no quantity of ancient relics can compare to our friends Une and Doga, living, breathing Allegans. And so I hereby declare a change in Noah's objective. Henceforth, we shall direct all efforts towards sealing off Syrcus Tower. Its dark secrets must never know the light of day. Durman, as you did for us within the Labyrinth of the Ancients, I would have you enter the structure and eliminate hostile elements. Suffice it to say, this includes Emperor Zande himself. Not a problem. Trust me, it's going to go quicker than you think. Meanwhile, the rest of us shall examine ways to isolate Syrcus Tower from the outside world. To work, then. Wait. There's something I must know. My right eye is like yours. Does this mean... You inherited the trait from your father, you said. Know that clones are unable to bear offspring. You have no cause for concern. The Allegan Eye, you called it, but to us, it is the Royal Eye, owing to the fact that the trait manifests only in those possessed of royal blood. I cannot well explain why the eye runs in your line, but I'm disinclined to think it a coincidence. Though you are doubtless impatient to learn the truth, pray have patience. All will be revealed in due time. Clouds, you're really killing the view here. All right. Oh, there you are. Hello. My apologies if I've given you cause to worry. I am quite well, I assure you. As you can appreciate, there's been much for me to think on. But now's the time for action, not idle thoughts. Syrcus Tower awaits us. That it does, as do a whole lot of Dantalis folk. Ready to heed the call. Your task is to eliminate all hostile elements within the structure, Xande himself included. This will afford us the chance to seal off the facility. May the crystal grant you strength. Oh, she always does. It is go time. Time for Syrcus Tower. And you know what? Before I pull together a crew, I think it might be time for a change of costuming. We have been dressed in this garb for some time. Let me see what I've got. There we go, looking good. Got us a whole new look. This is the Wolfram fending set for the most part, different headpiece and all that, but the armor is the Wolfram fending set, crafted by Dantalis' own Mecha. And I'm very grateful for it, and I just found an axe that sort of matches. It's a nice new look, feels nice and tanky for this not all that challenging fight we're about to do, but anyway, let's put together a crew. We've got a Syrcus Tower to raid! All right, and the squad is assembled. Again, a lot of names, a lot of people. I love how many people are excited to join these raid stops. Gra, are you excited? Never mind, we're gonna go. Well, that's the ready check. The truth of my eye is ever on my mind, but right now every man of us has a job to do. Rest assured, I shan't allow myself to be distracted. That's great. Me either. You two just sit tight and look all serious. Don't stop looking serious till I get back, okay? Cool. Great. All right. Let's get ourselves in there. Welcome back to the tower, everyone. Or I guess for the first time, we weren't really inside it last time, were we? Whatever. Welcome to Syrcus Tower. Enjoy the sights and the tunes. And, of course, all the fashion. What a good bunch. All right, well. Let's end this quickly, shall we? Man, this music's fun. Now then, where will the first fights be? Here we are. Yeah, just sort of mini-boss encounter of a bunch of trash enemies. With some ninjas and whatnot. That's fun. This will go about as fast as last time. Yep, just, wow. Melted. And that's that. Look how pretty, though. And I believe our first boss should be just ahead. Here we go. Scylla, yes. Now normally... My hound's hunger for man-flesh. I have terrible news, Scylla. Normally, Scylla would be sending a whole bunch of, like, orbs of different elements. My hounds grow silent. Finally, I may rest. Yep. Enjoy the nap. Normally, there would be a whole bunch of different orbs of different elements, like ice ones that could freeze you, fire ones that could melt the ice ones into puddles, which you would need to stand in for certain mechanics. There would be a whole lot to manage. I guess that's the theme for all these, right? Normally, there's mechanics. Just not this time. Still good sights, though. Some more just random goons. Acherons, in this case. Oh, and a big dragon. Hello. Forgot about you. Oh, we're not done. That's right. Oh, there's Doga and Une clones back here. Or there were. Also popping in to stir up trouble. Onward and upward. And our next boss encounter. Notice all these platforms on the outside here? Normally you have those because this fellow here, you who would bear steel against the Emperor, you shall not pass so long as I draw breath or something. Yeah, he would eventually do some big AoE attack that my defenses could be breached. That we would all need to run and escape to these outside platforms to survive. Now, we would normally, like... Crystal Tower at this point is not a very difficult raid. This group would have had zero trouble beating it synced. I went ahead and decided to do this one unsynced just to go ahead and set precedent, because later raids do get a lot harder if you're fighting synced, and preparing to run these effectively is just a little more preparation and group management stuff that I wanted to have to figure out for a story-focused series where these are usually detours from the story anyway. Of all the raids, this is the raid that is easily the most relevant to the main story. Others have some relevance, and a lot of them are just kind of cool or neat, or bring back or bring in some previous Final Fantasy game or other Square property in fun ways. So we'll probably end up doing a lot of them just for funsies. But the speedier we can make those things, the better. And I guess the closer we get to level cap, the less it'll matter that we're not level synced. It's Amon, everyone. Looking very fancy. My, such unruly guests. 'Twould seem a little diversion is in order. Now, normally, if he survived... Inconceivable. Beware, your majesty. Danger approaches. Normally, among many other moves, Amon would encase various party members in ice and turn many of the rest of us into little, like, fire frog things. We can, as fire frogs, melt our party members and get them out of the ice. We can't really do a lot of our other abilities until then, while we're frogs. But you want to leave some blocks of ice around because he also has a very, very big room-wide move that will kill anyone it hits. So you want to be able to hide behind the ice when it hits. Anyway, here's Xande. What an arena, right? You fight valiantly, mortals, but to no avail. Absolute darkness draws nigh. Soon it will be unleashed and all shall return to whatever the last word was. They talk too fast sometimes, that's just how it goes. Here's our guy, though. What a set piece, man. This is one of my favorite arenas. I love it. It's gorgeous. All right. Let's wrap this up. Now this guy, if he'd survived long enough, occasionally will, like, see these yellow pillars? Oh, hey, we're gonna see a mechanic. That's novel. One of us needs to be standing in all these pillars or we'll all die. Or just get hurt a lot. I think it'll just hurt us a lot at this point, as high level as the rest of us are, but, you definitely want to have someone standing in all those little portals. Oh, we're gonna see, like, a big move. Amazing. Okay, it wasn't that big a move. Or is it still coming? Oh no, we need to stand on this, that's right. Stand on the Starfire circle, I think? I don't remember what he's going to do. Oh, I guess that was it. The spectacle will be considerably higher and more ridiculous the further into this game we get. But as arenas go, I still think this is pretty top tier. Good job, team! Woo! And that's another wing of the Crystal Tower handled. Look at this good team. Let us take in the style in this very good room, just for a moment. Thank the lot of you all for joining me. There's still one more big run of Crystal Tower left for us to do, and still some quests for us to do today as well, so, not quite done today. Thanks the lot of you. All right, let's get back outside and confer with the team. Yep. Derman! Loving this new armor set. You did it. You defeated Emperor Xande. Empires may rise and fall, but man's indefatigable spirit ever lives on. Truly, you're the champion we had hoped for, Durami. With Emperor Xande now at eternal rest, his dark legacy may be undone. Oh, well, look who suited up. What are you playing at now, Nero? In case you hadn't noticed, Garland, these are dangerous surrounds. Can a man be faulted for exercising due caution? At any rate, you needn't mind me. I'm perfectly capable of looking after myself. Go on, and finish what you came to do. There are two ways that we may seal off Syrcus Tower. Either isolate it from the outside world, or cripple its ability to produce energy. The choice of method is yours to make. Before you proceed, however, Doga and I must needs attend to a task. That distortion, what is it? The power that Xande sought to obtain comes from the Void, the world of darkness, our people called it. And the true nature of that power was none other than the armies of Voidsent. Voidsent feed on ether, as you may already know, and no plane is richer in it than ours. In exchange for their allegiance, Xande entered into an unholy covenant. He would open a gate through which the Voidsent could freely enter our world. The covenant, I'm afraid to say, is still in effect. However, being of the Emperor's lineage, Une and I believe that we can annul it. By his blood, Xande sealed his dark pact. By our blood, it shall be undone. It is time. Yes, Doga. Finally, we may fulfill our purpose. Hey, Nero, can you get out of the shot, please? This is a live set. Thank you. Oh, be still, my beating heart. For a moment, I feared that this outing would end in disappointment, but my readings were not mistaken. Not even the Ultima weapon compares to this. What are you going on about? The Covenant is everlasting. Echo time. And so Mericidia is brought into the fold. Soon all the worlds shall be united under Allagan rule. And yet, with every dream that becomes reality, the memory of death grows ever more vivid, an endless void, bereft of light and warmth. Though I may have defeated death, it did not leave me unscathed. Nay, its ravening claws have scarred my soul for eternity. Never shall I know peace. Beings without will, you cannot fathom my rage, my melancholy, my fear. What worth is wealth and power when all must inevitably be consigned to nothingness? If man has nothing, he need not know the pain of loss. So let there be nothing. Harvest more power that the gate may be thrown full open. Let the cloud of darkness come and engulf the world, devouring all life, hopes, and dreams. Let all be returned to nothingness. Sorry, kind of zoned out there. Dermot, pull yourself together. Is there no end to them? What in the seven hells is happening? Oh, not now, damn it. Sid, you alright? Nero, were they part of your grand plan too? Save your japes, Garland. I didn't put up with your arrogant face to play with worthless clones. Something controls them. A void scent, and no ordinary one at that. Doga! Confound it. Without them, there's no way to master the darkness. That power is mine. Nero! The covenant shall be honored. I am the cloud of darkness. I shall devour your light and return this world to the void. Damn it, the rift is gone. What are we supposed to do now? As much as it pains me to leave without them, there's precious little we can do. Let us return to the find and consult Rambrus. It always surprises me how much story the Final Fantasy XIV team attaches to everything, but just how much story, they release a raid, and yeah, you expect the raid to have some, in-world story significance and stuff like that, but well over a feature film worth of story content, attached to it. And things that are, kind of very helpful for rounding out the world and explaining some history and adding context to other things that are happening in the main story. A lot of these raid stories are somewhat self-contained. I mean, they are all self-contained stories, but some do have varying degrees of direct relevance to the other things we're doing, and I don't know, it impresses me, the quantity of it. Anyway, let's go see Rambrus. Now, what am I doing? I've got snap powers. There we are. How you fellas holding up? Rambrus may know a way to bring our friends back. Let's consult him without delay. Okay, I was just checking in. Alright. You, how are you feeling? I feel as though I'm forgetting something important, but for the life of me, I cannot remember what that something is. Well, keep thinking about it. Rambrus, hello. All this happened within the tower. Gods preserve. The rift that manifested before the throne was a void gate, of this I'm certain. There exist myriad kinds of void scent. The more powerful the being, the larger the gate must be for it to pass through. It would seem that Xande sought to open a gate of unprecedented proportions, one that would allow this cloud of darkness entry into our world. Fortunately for all mankind, he did not succeed. I shudder to imagine what this void scent is capable of. However dreadful it may be, we can't abandon our friends. Is there no way to save them? I will not lie to you, Master Garland, this situation's bleak. Though void scent can enter our world, instances of men entering the void have never been documented. It pains me to give voice to my fears, but we do not even know whether our friends still live. Damn it. I feel so helpless. No, I refuse to give up. We must save Doga and Une. We share the same eye, 'tis true, but that's not what motivates me. Above all, I wish to help them to fulfill their mission, a mission whose burden they've borne for thousands of years. And besides, we cannot leave matters as they are. So long as Xande's dark covenant is binding, our world is in danger. It is our duty to prevent the worst from coming to pass. Graha, ever since meeting Une and Doga, you've not quite been yourself. Tell me true, is all well with your eye? I honestly cannot say. I only know that there's a memory that I must recall. As a child, my father told me that the truth of our eye rests with Alec. The answer eludes me still, but one day I will find it. I'm with Garaha. However slim the odds, we must try to save Une and Doga. Aye, and that bastard Nero as well, if only to make certain that he won't make any more mischief. You have the right of it. Though we have known them but briefly, Doga and Une are our comrades. We cannot fail them. I shall consult experts in literature both. I swear to leave no stone unturned. Yet know that it may be a while before we are ready to act. I would ask that you all be patient. When dealing with the void, one cannot be cautious enough. My thanks again for your assistance. Pray rest while you can, for when the time comes to go after our friends, you must be at no less than full strength. We'll save them yet, Dermond. Mark my words. Alrighty then. I believe we are done for today. And next time, I think, unless there's something way longer than I remember, we are going to manage to finish all this Crystal Tower business and get back to the main story, and that'll be fun. Anyway, thank you all so very much for watching. Do look forward to it. And yeah, I'll see you next time for the rest of Crystal Tower. Goodbye.